Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 710 of the DrunkNerds podcast. I'm host as always. I'm Tyler, and joining me, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy? Oh, look at that Kirby cup.
Well, I'm just doing good. I thought I was just gonna sip some coffee out of my Kirby cup
Gables,
here.
it is 9 o'clock at night your time.
Oh, I know. But coffee, when you live in the state of Washington, coffee is good any time of the day. But with that being said, man, I'm doing fairly fantastic. This past week has been sort of like a blur because it's been ever so much of getting a lot of various work done and stuff, prepping, getting everything else like set in stone here before I go on vacation. And yeah, I am officially on vacation for a full week.
Nice.
I will do my best in order to try to get whatever type of game related stuff out of the way. Try to play some different types of stuff, which I'm happy to report this past week has been more so me trying to play certain games and actually beating certain games. So it's it's still kind of a little bit of a continuation, It's like I'm still on my Pokemon stuff, I'm still on my Castlevania stuff, dude. So it's been kind of a funny ass thing like this past week, just doing bits of that on top of all the various gaming news going on this past this whole crazy shit.
Yeah.
But otherwise though, how have you been doing?
I'm all right, clanging and banging as always. Just you're drinking coffee. I'm drinking a beer here. So yeah, I'm doing okay. I was, as you know, Gables, and some people may know, I've been got my job closed down. It's our station back in September, so I got laid off. So fun news though is I got a job interview on Monday, so that's exciting.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's exciting. It's I applied for hundreds of jobs over the last 5 months,
Yeah.
almost 6 months now, I think. And I've had more jobs with AI or more job interviews with AI than I have actual people. So this is exciting that it's going to be an actual person. Gables AI interviews are very popular now. It is not fun. Let me tell you, not fun at all.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I'm happy. I think this is like my fourth uh, interview with an actual person, which is nice. So I'm
Hey,
looking
that's
forward to
always
that.
good.
But I've had probably more than double the AI ones though, so I don't recommend those. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, obviously, knock on wood, everything goes well, all that. But yeah, so it's just nice to honestly, it's just after a while you just kind of lose hope of like you could just like here like it's just been a cycle of every day apply for a bunch of jobs, wake up in the morning, check your email, see a bunch of no's from these jobs, and then go ahead, and maybe have an AI interview, and then you just never hear anything back. Um,
Yep.
so it's just nice to it's a small victory. I'll take it. So yeah, hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I have some good news next week on that. If I don't talk about it,
Yeah.
probably wasn't good news. So probably never talking about it again. But yeah, it's just nice to get just like I said, small victories right now. So but yeah, no, I'm doing okay. Otherwise, just been clanging and banging. Trying to enjoy this. Hopefully the last of my time sitting at home here, not being stuck in Iowa in February, not been fun weather-wise, but yeah, no, I'm doing okay. But yeah, it was at least we had a fun little week here of like some cool like gaming-wise. So we had a couple of fun releases come out on Friday. So,
Yes.
but yeah, if you guys don't know who we are, what we do, I'm Tyler. That's Gables. We've been
Mhm.
doing this podcast for almost 13 years now, which is crazy thing.
Yeah.
Our 13th anniversary coming up Memorial Day. But yeah, we just do this for fun because we love video games. So we're just like I said, we don't make money off this. We don't anything like that. We just do it because we love video games and stuff like that. So if you guys want to support us, it'd be really great. We just like, follow, subscribe on everything. We're on every podcast service. We're on YouTube. Honestly, the best place to go would be YouTube. We are close to 600 subscribers, so it'd be cool to kind of get that number up
Yeah.
to help us with the likes and the thumbs ups and comments, whatever helps out with the algorithm. Do all that, please. Really appreciate it. But anyways, Gables, the big news obviously this week was we had Pokemon Day on Friday. It was the 30th
Yes,
anniversary.
we did.
Gables and I are very old. We're, as Gables likes to tell me all the time, we're in our late 30s. And so Gables and I are day oneers for Pokemon. So it's been a big part of our life. I checked out for about a decade and came back with X and Y. Gables never left. Yeah, I mean, Gables, I did a live react to it, so that's another cool thing. If you follow us on YouTube, I've done a lot of live reacts over the last, since I've been home a lot. I've been doing a lot of live reacts when there's been Xbox or PlayStation, or I did a Life is Strange one or anything like that. I've been doing live reacts to those, so check those out, please, on our YouTube channel. But I did a live react to it. Kind of my overall feelings on it. Gables, I mean, what was kind of your overall feelings on Pokemon Day as a whole and the presents?
All right. There was definitely a lot of what I was expecting that was going to happen inside of this Pokemon Day Direct. For example, update upon like certain mobile games and stuff and certain ongoing games that are coming on. Plus, like for good case and example, if you got update stuff for like Pokemon, the trading card game, the for the mobile and stuff, plus Pokemon Cafe, and even like some bits of like a DLC update for Pokemon Legends Z through A and
Yeah.
stuff when you have this Mega Z like Garchomp or something like that, which I thought was kind of funny from like a past tense or something like that because it was such a blurb and stuff. But we had updates for Pokemon Unite, like we had some like other updates and revolved to like some of the most weird and obscure type of things going on here. And
Mm.
so let me just get into it. I thought that this Pokemon Day Direct was fine. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it could have been an incredible disappointment like a past couple of ones have been, but this one actually had some form of excitement to it and also some bit of weird quirky moments. And the first weird quirky moment that comes to mind happens to be this little jute box that's in the shape of a Game Boy, and you have to play these cartridges inside of this little Game Boy jute box and stuff. And the most funniest part about it is this is a $70 item, right? And
Mm.
you have about 45 different cartridges that are each represent a song from the original Pokemon Gen 1 games. And the hilarious part about it is, in order for you to switch the track, you have to take out one cartridge, put in another one.
Yeah.
That was on the last, if not, that wasn't even on my list of potential bingo things, in terms of guessing for this direct. I thought it was really kind of funny in some aspects, really Nintendo,
Mm.
because only they would come up with something so obscurely stupid that actually people would just buy it in droves anyway because of how unique it is.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Only Pokemon and like Nintendo could get away with it.
Exactly. I mean, all you oh my gosh. If they could charge like say $100 on like an item in order for you to play it on their Nintendo Switch Online, then of course they're gonna go forth and charge $70 for a freaking jukebox where it's just gonna play Pokemon music on individual makeshift like little cartridges and insert it to like freaking thing, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, but the other little quirk stuff. Speaking of Nintendo Switch Online, we did get a confirmation of one of the GameCube Pokemon games coming out, and not the one you would think, right?
Hmm.
So, Pokemon Gales of Darkness XD got announced that it's going to be coming on the Nintendo Switch Online service in March. I'm like, that's fine. That's everything else. That's pretty much fine and stuff for that. But what's really weird about it is I thought they would go the realm of Pokemon Coliseum first. Because that game is, well, not only just the first major Pokemon adventure like on the GameCube, but it's not gonna make sense when you play Pokemon like Gales of Darkness XD because there's certain characters that are from the first game that appear inside of that second game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
yeah, there are some. It's like there's some little bits here and there. I've never played through the entirety of either game, but even I've recognized a few characters from what little I played of the first Pokemon GameCube game and stuff inside Gales of Darkness. But they kind of intertie into one another. So seeing just the second game getting all full, getting all this full on treatment is really weird to me. But obviously, in order to do things like for next step here, I kind of called it that we did see Generation 10 stuff. Obviously, that trailer, everything else, it actually looks like it's fairly decent looking. From what we've seen, from what little gameplay stuff that we did see, it looks like they're on the right track. It doesn't look like extraordinary over the top stuff. You can totally tell this is more like an expanded version of like 1080p,
Mm.
right? Because there's certain aspects of it that look like they have been fine tuned, but there are a couple things that get me excited for this. One, the release date for this. They are not going to rush out this release this year. And though I lost a slot for Fantasy Critics saying otherwise and stuff, they are going to be releasing this sometime in 2027, which I applaud them for doing that.
Yeah.
They are definitely breaking the routine, the tradition of them every 3 years pushing out a new generation of Pokemon. And plus, from what they've learned through the botch ups of Scarlet and Violet, plus the kind of lukewarm sort of reactions it parts to Legends Z through A, they're spending some extra time fleshing out this game,
Yeah.
which I'm incredibly happy to see that. I don't think this has been such a long time that I've actually been excited that a game is going to be releasing later, like next year, as opposed to this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
But the second thing that I really loved is I loved the introduction of the starters. I love what they did here. All of them look fairly cute in their own ways. You have this little chick, this little grass type chick that's called like Browlet or something like
Brout.
that.
Brout.
Brout.
Yeah.
Brout. I don't know why I said. I just combined that thing with another bird Pokemon, Rowlet. And
Oh,
okay,
yeah. Yeah. Is that the owl?
yeah, that's the owl
Okay.
from Gen
Gen 2.
7.
Yeah.
But no, but from like this bird Pokemon, this little chick and stuff with little miniature eyebrows and stuff that look like it's in a frowny face and stuff. I immediately thought, when I was texting you over Discord and stuff, I just started guessing the typings based upon what their final evolutions were going to be just from what these guys look like, and I thought that bird was probably gonna be like a grass fighting type because you could just see it in the expressions on his face. It looks like it's just pissed off about something.
Angry bird for sure. I don't want anything to change. I just want the eyebrows to get bigger. That's all. I want to stay the same size.
Oh my gosh, yeah, just stay the same size or just kind of elongated themselves and
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah, it just gets bigger and bigger, and like that, like it just uses like its eyebrows for like moves.
And then on top of that, we have probably my favorite starter of the initial reveals here. It's like, oh god, oh
Bonbon.
my god, Ponbon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's favorite. It's
yeah,
taken over the
Ponbon.
internet.
It's so funny because I want to just say like Pobon or something or something like that. It's Ponbon. The freaking Pomeranian, a fire Pomeranian Pokemon. I mean, come on. This Pomeranians are cute in general, and obviously it just feels like whenever Pokemon have released like new starters or something, it seems like the fire type seems to be the designated. Oh, okay, this is the cute, lovable, like real
Fuecoco. Yeah.
like yeah. Well, Fuecoco was a crocodile, so
Yeah,
I don't
but
think that would be
at
like a
first though
general
he was
like.
very cute, and then he got ugly. So
Well, then he just transformed into a Ghost Gator, so
yeah,
not nearly as like say crazy as what they did with Sprigatito last generation and
yeah,
evolved into Meowscarada and just looks completely just different.
yeah. When there was like what Score Bunny, I like Score Bunny a lot. Remember?
Well, Score Bunny, yes, I love Score Bunny. I
Yeah,
started off with oh my god, oh my god, now I forgot the name of the. Oh, Cinderace was the final evolution to that.
yeah.
I did
The
like
soccer player.
the Galar,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But going back to the start of here, Ponbon, I thought would more akin to be like a Fire Steel type. And the reason why I kind of felt that way about it is because I just have the feeling that this Pokemon, even though it looks cute and it looks like this, it's gonna go into like a ferocious dog, right? And a lot of the whole theme of the triangle of these typings through the starters and stuff would match sort of similar to that. So if you have like grass fighting, you would have like fire steel, and then for the last one, like Gekwa, the feminized like water starter, kind of like similar to the themes we've had several generations in a row now. That one I kind of feel like has a more water psychic type of look to it because you can see a clear intellect inside of the starter, right? And it's not just like with eye stuff or anything of that sort. It's just the overall feel like there's some sort of loose intelligence that's there from the get go.
Yeah.
Although we've
Gecko.
had, I know, I thought about the Geico Gecko as I was just looking at that. All it had to be is green, and all of a sudden people were like, "Oh shit, it's the Geico Gecko!"
Yeah, they get sued for sure.
But other than like the starters and stuff, I mean, we get these previews of not just these various landscapes, all these different Pokemon, but underneath the ocean. exploring underneath the ocean, because in past Pokemon games, you could technically do some bits of exploring in the ocean, but that's either through an HM move, like in Generation 3, where you had the HM move Dive, where you could explore certain things and get into certain, like one town doing that method. But in other Pokemon games, you were just on the surface, like riding a Pokemon across the water,
Yeah.
and the biggest example of that was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because that one had like such a massive amount of things you can actually do in terms of on top of the water, but going below the water, like hardly, no, not a lot you could do with that type of stuff.
No.
But they're teasing like full on explorable water environments. So that's kind of an interesting idea. But overall, in terms of that reveal, I really did like that reveal. And I also kind of like their little mascots that they have for winds and waves here.
Yeah.
So it's like you have Mr. Windy Chew and you have Miss Wavy Chew.
Yeah. Yeah. The swingers.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's just seeing those two first thing and stuff. I'm like, okay, what direction are they going with this? And then you could see the little icons of the various like elements of stuff on their tails. So you could see like a little wind,
Oh, I
like
didn't see
little
that.
keychain on
Okay.
Mr. Windy Chew, and you see like little waves, like water waves on Miss like Wavy Chew.
Yeah.
So that gives you a little bit of a hint beforehand of what this is pertaining to. But
Hmm.
on top of that, looks like the rumors were right, winds and waves.
Yeah.
So there's some parts of the Cerro leak that just end up becoming true.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much everything I think came true from what we saw from
Yeah.
those leaks. Which I mean, on one hand, it's exciting that they were true, and on the other hand, it's a little bit of a bummer because we knew a lot, but it's still exciting to see it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I thought like the reveal and everything was really exciting. It's definitely the most they've ever shown. Like when we did our prediction, we did like a special prediction episode last week, and we were talking about it. It's like, well, typically they always show off like the year of like the new generation. They always are like of a game coming out.
Yes.
They always like it's like usually it's a teaser. Like maybe we get to see like the starters. But we never like get any actual detail. This was like I think part of it too is like one it's been. I mean, you were talking about the 3 year thing. We're already on like this is technically would have been a 4 year cycle.
Yep.
So we've already got it. They like so I was like I think the prediction was everybody's like, oh, okay, like they're pushing this one because of Scarlet and Violet and also because it's a 30th
Yes.
anniversary. So save Gen 10 for the year 30. Um, so it's surprising that it's going to 2027. Obviously, we all love video games. We're all consumers. We all want the thing as soon as possible. But like obviously, yeah,
Yes.
like when it comes to like this thing, like yeah, take your time with it, especially coming off of everything you have. Like the main games have not been the best as of late. And so yeah, we don't need to rehash all that. But yeah, it was exciting and it was cool to see that. I mean, like just getting more details of it. I would still I mean obviously the big thing is going to be like when we like seeing like actual like real time gameplay and like what's it like moment to moment stuff like that. Because like I remember we were really excited for Scarlet and Violet when they first started showing that off.
Yes.
One thing though that I thought was interesting though is I remember when I did a live react when they first showed like gameplay to Scarlet and Violet, and remember like when the first thing you see is a windmill and it's going like
Yep.
5 frames per second, and I thought it was
Yep.
funny the entire like when I was doing the live react for this one. I was like, they keep going back to that windmill, and they're showing it going, and I'm like, I wonder if like that was like okay, that was a pretty popular thing that happened. Like everybody was like, that windmill was like a telltale sign of like, oh, maybe we should have seen this coming. Yeah, like I do like
But fortunately for that, this time around and stuff, when they showed the windmill, it actually looked like it was of a correct like frame rate.
yeah. So it's like, hey, look, we can do windmills now, guys. We figured we have the technology. We figured it out. Yeah, I mean, like obviously that the thing is like, okay, like we know like Nintendo. I know, obviously we all know Pokemon is only partially owned by Nintendo, whatever, blah blah. But people always want to point that out. Well, technically, Pokemon, whatever. So, anyways, like Nintendo a lot of times will do like they don't do like January to December for anniversaries. Like they'll do
Oh,
like they just kind of make it up whenever it ends. Like I still think
yep.
like the Mario movie comes out in April, but technically that's still the Mario anniversary for some reason. I don't fucking know. So I do wonder, like, could this be like a beginning of this could be the first quarter of next year? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be 18 months. Maybe it's just an extra 3 or 4 months, and even still, like, take your time with it. Like, uh, obviously, like if we'd rather obviously it'd be better to come out. If it comes out in November and it's bad, it's just like eventually it's like this is gonna do harm to Pokemon, and it's like you have
Yeah.
like this is like, I mean, literally the biggest IP in the history of ever since
Yeah, so they got to
since
really hit on this.
since the beginning of capitalism. This is the greatest thing ever invented. It's like that, like Pokemon and oil is like the two most important things as far as just churning out money. Yeah, like don't fuck this up. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I liked it. I just obviously it's just like I just want to see it. I want to see more of it, and that's the key thing. But I thought overall like really excited for it. Palm Bond was awesome to see that. Like,
Yes.
it's always fun too. Just like when the internet gets, it's obviously the internet is it really trolls on like being like the engagement is on negativity. But it's always exciting though when it's like universally. Like I just going on Blue Sky after everything, or going on YouTube and just seeing all the thumbnails of Palm Bond and like all the fan art already popping up for the starters and the excitement level to it all. There's gonna be a little sprinkle of negativity, but just overall like just excitement for this game, and it's like just the excitement. Like I haven't seen like as far as like excitement for Pokemon goes, really since like the debut of Lechonk, where that took off, and it's still like our most watched video is me going nuts over fucking the reveal of Lechonk like 40 years ago. So
Anything like Pokemon related, it just seems always just seem to take off.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like when the thing you love, when something you love is like at like peak, it's like there's nothing better than it. It's like like being like a gigantic like growing up a pro wrestling fan, and like like I watch like AEW and stuff like that, and like when the coolest thing ever happens in like wrestling, it's just better than like any other thing to me. It's just like this fucking rules, or like I just like nothing good like gives me chills more than like an awesome moment in wrestling. And it's kind of the same thing with like Pokemon. It's like something you love, especially like something that's been there basically your whole life. It's really cool to see. Yeah. So overall, Gen 10, I'm excited for it. It's like obviously it's just like comparing this debut to the last debut. It's a lot better as far as like actually seeing some details here. But like I said, it's really gonna come down to like when are we actually gonna like when we actually start seeing this stuff. So hopefully, I mean, I do hope that like we get some more details. Usually like the year of a release, they'll have like another presents in like May or June, or something like summertime ish. So like, they used to always have a Pokemon Presents right before E3, but now that E3 is gone, it's a little different now. So maybe we'll have something in June, July, with some more details, and if there's a direct sometime in the spring or summertime, maybe we'll get some more details there. But yeah, I mean, like I thought overall though, like the Presents was like you said, it was okay. I thought really that Gen 10 was really the savior. I was getting very scared.
Yes.
Like I'm going through this thing, I'm like, oh god, like this, like I remember we were getting there. This is the last announcement. I'm like, man, this better be awesome because this is rough. Like the jukebox thing.
Yeah.
I can't like. I guess it's like a very popular type of thing that like, I can't remember like it's like picks or pick. I can't remember what they're called. But it's like little music box things. I guess it's like a thing that already exists. I've never heard of it before. Like I think it'd be a cool collector item to have, but like if it was just like the 45 songs on just one cartridge, like you could have charged $70 for that, and I guarantee you, I would have bought it. I would have been it would sit next to my Alarmo in a box unopened next to my fucking Game & Watch Zelda and Game & Watch Mario that are still wrapped up in the plastic. Like it'd be right next to those. I would have bought it. But like seeing like the fact that every song like is like on its own, like individually, and it's cool that it has like its own picture and stuff with it. But I'm just like, man, I'm like, like it's like gaming, like with digital gaming is awesome because I don't have to get up to put a disc in anymore. And it's like, you think us nowadays want to get up and like keep changing the song, or like have like 45 cartridges sitting on like my table next to me, and I'm like, oh, I want to listen to this song for this 8-second loop of this song. It's like, I don't know, like it's a cool collector thing, but it's also like you gotta think of space as well. Like yeah, I don't know. I 70. I'm honestly was surprised about the price point of only being $70, but yeah, I don't know. I just like that. I was like a little bit of a womp womp there. I'm like, okay, like come back to me when you put it all in one thing. It's like I don't know. But I was really surprised by like, we all knew like, okay, like they always spend a lot of time with like the mobile stuff and everything like that, the stuff we don't care about. But I was kind of surprised, like, and almost like a little disappointed by like they kind of just flew through a lot of stuff. Like they like it's also the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go, and they spent like a minute on it, and I was like.
Yes.
First off, I'm like, oh my god, it's been 10 years. That's insane. I didn't realize that. And then like, it was like honestly, it was like maybe the least amount of time they spent on Pokemon Go since they've been doing these Pokemon days. And just flew through it. And there's like they have like a little thing going on this weekend. It's I think it ends on the 2nd, and then there's like an all out event next week. But like I was kind of stunned how they flew through it. Even like I will say I appreciate them flying through like Sleep and Cafe Remix and Master EX, but Gables got really into Pokemon Unite this week, and I was actually like, really excited for like what they would do for fucking Pokemon Unite, and it was just like we added the legendary birds. I'm like, oh okay, so like I turned on Pokemon Unite and I got my Zapdos. I'm like, okay, cool, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, man, Pokemon Unite fucking slaps. I am like oddly awesome at that. Like every game I play, I am whooping ass. Like I don't know why, but I am just really good at Pokemon Unite. I don't know what it is. I'm just that game, like it's a fun ass game. But yeah, like they just kind of flew through everything. I was kind of surprised. Like I was like, I'm like, oh man, like all like it was just kind of like because you're so excited, you're built up for the excitement, and it's just like, oh man, it's already over. Yeah, like I like I said, like we talked about last week with like the Pokemon FireRed, LeafGreen, like the odd announcement, and I don't know. I'm of the belief that they accidentally leaked it because like just the overall way it happened. And it's like, well, it's out there now, so we just might as well say everything about it. But just like, I think it would have been a lot bigger if it was like saved for this. It would have been a lot more exciting. Just because like, okay, we got this now. Like that's exciting because like it's like, oh man, we're gonna have to wait like a year plus for the new Pokemon game. Pokemon Champions isn't coming out until April, and we didn't really get a lot. Even like that Champions is like their big thing, and it's like they spent like 90 seconds on it, and it was just like not a lot of details. I'm wondering if there'll be a presents or something later, maybe like later this month in March, where we get like the kind of a blowout thing or something, or they gotta do something because like I don't know, it's just weird.
It's possible, and I do agree with you. But it's weird that we haven't had a lot more Nintendo information past like maybe like the start of the year. I mean, we just got done with the Pokemon stuff. But for the rest of this year, it's like if they don't do it by the end of this month, maybe sometime in April. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Because it's like you gotta think the summer months is that's when they're gonna go through try to announce something in June.
Yeah, I mean, but it's weird too because it's like it's only coming to Switch in April and it's coming to mobile later this year, so that's also weird too.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just kind of a weird overall, just the way it was like done. I really thought that was gonna be like we were get like that was gonna be the thing we got the big blowout for. Was Pokemon Champ would be the main focus, and like I didn't know if I wasn't fully expecting it like out today, but I was like expecting it. I mean April, fairly soon, obviously. It's only like a month or what we're talking 4 to 6 weeks away probably. But yeah, like I don't know, it was just weird. And then I don't know, then like the fact that like you mentioned like the weird like the Mega Garchomp whatever, but like what's weird is like you could still redeem it if you didn't buy the DLC, but you can't use it unless you bought the DLC. So fun fact.
So it forces you to buy the DLC regardless.
Fun fact, I bought that DLC, didn't even finish the main game, so it tells you what kind of idiot I was. I was so excited for ZA that I pre-ordered the DLC, and then I put like 20 hours in the main game and bounce. So yeah, I'm an idiot. But yeah, I don't know. I guess like the one big thing they did was like the Pokemon Pokopia. That's coming out I think on Friday. So reviews drop on Monday morning. So probably by the time this comes out, the reviews will probably be out. So I'm excited for that. And I'm thinking I'm
honestly kind of fairly curious about that as well, only because I did take a chance to watch that Pokopia like direct that they did have and stuff. Yeah, the Treehouse thing with the Mario like wonders like the Bell Park and stuff, and also the friggin' like a Pokopia stuff. I watched a little bit of that. It seemed like it was interesting. It seems like it's even though it's sort of Minecraft-esque and stuff, it's different enough to where it feels like it's its own like its own type of thing.
Yeah. Gables, I do want to just reiterate here. You said the Mario Wonders thing. For people that aren't confused here, I want to make sure we say the full name. Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Plus meet up in Bella Bell Park. So
Bella Bell Park.
Yeah. No, Gables, you got to say the whole name. Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Plus meet up in Bella Bell Park. Sorry about that, people. Just in case I got confused. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I was like actually hovering over the pre-order button for that game, and then it was like last week. I was like just like straight up like Pokemon hype all week. Like I was like, oh, maybe I should buy it. And then I saw that I'm like, yeah, not for me. Like I've never touched Minecraft. And I'm like, why the fuck would I want to play this? Like this, this doesn't look like something I want at all. Like, not like, look, I'm not shitting on it. It's just I'm not a game at all. Like I'll ever be into. And I played it for like 3 hours because it's Pokemon and then bounce off it. So I don't know. I just overall though, I mean, Gables, if you had to give it a 1 through 10, what would you give it? The Pokemon Presents.
Honestly, for this one, I give it like about a 7, and that's because of the fact that it was saved by the Gen 10 announcement stuff, and obviously some higher scores too because of like aspects of you have like Pokemon Gales of Darkness XD and stuff. That was something that's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. Despite not having Coliseum, you still have the second game coming out, and then obviously some bit of points stuff for a lot of like the like Gen 1 stuff, obviously, for FireRed, LeafGreen and stuff, even though we pretty much knew about it from what they had like leaked
Yeah.
last week. Yeah, that's why I would just give it a 7.
Yeah, I was probably I was like a 6-ish, I guess, on it. Yeah, definitely that the like a good, I guess, okay,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, fine. It was definitely like this was like aiming towards like all time worst presents until the last like 3-4 minutes. I was even really disappointed. Like,
yep,
I was really excited for the sizzle reel because like the 20th and 25th anniversary for Pokemon Presents, they did like a whole like long 2, 3, 4 minute long like sizzle reel going through all the generations, look at the music, and I'm like, yeah, I went back and like I just like rewatched those openings. And it's just like, oh man, just like right in the vein. It's just like, I'm like, oh yeah, this fuels me. So I was looking forward to that, and it was just like nothing. I'm like, oh god, okay. It was very weird. I thought it was overall just very weird. But Gables, all right, let's move on to something else here a little fun. Gables, one of my favorite things to talk about every month. That's right, Gables. We have the January Circana reports here from Matt Piscatella.
Oh.
So Gables, this is January, obviously, so for the first month of the year and all that. So obviously January, not a big month, and Gables is somehow the worst contestant ever at this game of figuring out what the new games are every month. So Gables, I'm not even going to ask you because honestly, you never would have guessed the one new game that came on January. I'm just going to ask you, Gables, do you want to give it a college try? The one brand new game from January that came out that made the top 20 list.
God,
I'm going to give you the publisher. It's a Bandai Namco game.
Code Vein 2.
God damn it! What the fuck? You get
the
that
moment
one?
The moment you said Bandai Namco, I immediately thought, well, I know there was one that released, and it was a sequel.
Yeah. Oh my god. Gables. I'm like, Gables, what's the biggest game from November? And he'd be like, I don't know. What came on November? I'm like, fucking Black Ops, dude. Come on. But he knows Code Vein 2. Jesus Christ. This man's broken. He's broken me. I'm a broken man.
Actually, that was pretty funny.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I'm not even like impressed. I'm just mad at you now. All right. Well, Jesus. All right, Gables. Well, we're gonna go through the top 20 here. So,
okay.
Kind of fun. Fallout 4 was number 20, jumped from 68th. I think the season finale of Fallout Season 2 was, I think that was early January, I want to believe, or in January sometime.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, Flight Simulator 24 was number 19. That had the PS5 release in December, so that's why that's there. Elden Ring jumped back into 18th. Split Fiction jumped into 17th. That's man, I wonder how good that ending is. I heard the ending's really good. I love to experience that. Number 16 actually had a pretty decent drop from 6th to 16th. Pokemon Legends ZA. Number 15 here, Helldivers 2. Number 14, EA College Football 26. Number 13, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Number 12, Ghost of Yotei. Number 11, as you mentioned, Code Vein 2. Number 10, Forza Horizon 5. Number 9, jumping all the way from 225th in December to 9th in January, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It did come to Switch 2 and Xbox. So that's the main reason why. Number 8, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 7, GTA 5. Number 6, EA Sports FC 26. Number 5, Battlefield 6. Number 4, Minecraft. Number 3, Madden 26. Number 2, NBA 2K 26. And number 1, of course, Black Ops 7. So not too exciting there. Just kind of like, it's just kind of coming out of the holiday season and stuff like that. But it's always kind of fun. Like I said, it's like I was like seeing like the little bump ups from like Final Fantasy coming all the way from 220th to 9th, and then like Fallout jumping back in because of the TV show. It's always fun to see that. But then you have the regulars like the Red Deads, the GTAs, and the annual releases and stuff like that. But I don't know. Anything stick out to you with that one, Gables?
What's kind of interesting is you're seeing like games like Red Dead Redemption 2 like make it back up inside of the initial top 20 here
Yeah.
for initial sales and stuff, and obviously the Fallout stuff because of the Fallout Season 2 wrap up. I am actually kind of surprised, even though Code Vein 2 did debut like for this month, like for the month of January and stuff, like it being at the number 11 spot, it nearly cracked the top 10. That's
Mm.
very surprising because that's more of a niche sort of anime inspired like action style of game and stuff. And generally, unless it's like a very, very popular IP at the mess, it's not going to be anywhere close to the top 10.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I think it just helps too that it was a very light month, and I
Yes.
mean, even for like January is never like a super deep month, but usually have like one or two bigger games, and we didn't get that this year. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall though, like some other little details here, hardware spending was up 16% compared to last year. Big part of that is because of the Switch 2, obviously that helps quite a bit. The Switch 1 was down 80% compared to last year in January. Xbox was down 27, and PS5 was down 17%. Oddly enough, though, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, the PlayStation 5 outsold the Switch 2 during the holidays and I believe in January. So still weird. Yeah, not too much more other than that. But I mean, a lot of it is just kind of everything's kind of built upon the Switch 2 right now, and that's kind of holding a lot of things up as far as like hardware sales
Yes.
stuff like that, which is fairly typical. Especially this many year we're going into year 6 of this generation with PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm curious like how everything's gonna be though, like this year, because like we were looking at like this is the first full year with like we had Xbox go up twice last year, Switch One went up once, and the PS5 went up once. We've already obviously everybody's talking about the Ramageddon as it's being called, or memory loss, other people have been calling it. Like you've already seen like whole companies like they've already gone through all of their like hardware and stuff for like the RAM and everything for the whole year has already
Yeah.
been like is gone. Um, and that was interesting. I was reading an article about Samsung. They sold their like the little I can't remember what they're called. Basically, like it's like the RAM and stuff for the iPhones. Uh, they were
Hmm.
hoping to get a 60% increase for each one from Apple for the iPhone. But they started, obviously when you negotiate, you go higher than what you want, and then you hope to kind of like, okay, we want X amount,
Yes.
but we'll go over that, and hopefully we can knock them down to get what we actually wanted overall. So Samsung was hoping for 60% increase in price. They started with 100%, and Apple immediately accepted that.
What?
Yeah. So they didn't even fight it. So that tells you
Oh
it
my
was a very
God.
interesting article I was reading about that. So I mean, obviously that stuff like tech stuff is out of my realm, but like obviously I think a lot of people are learning about a lot of things about the RAM and everything going on right now. And
Oh yeah, like how important it is, and also in terms of the cost of everything and stuff. Long story short, if you have your electronic devices and you're happy with them, guess what? Keep them for a long while because this is going to go on for quite a bit longer.
yeah, probably for the,
and
go ahead, fish up.
and I was just about to say, just like for anything like say phones or game systems or whatsoever, just try. Like I was just trying to say, just delay the inevitable. If you have to go through and get like a new system or something like that, that's fine. But if you just have something and you just want to upgrade for the sake of upgrading, just wait another year or so because between this RAM like Ramageddon stuff and this AI bubble thing that's at its apex right now, you're not sure what the hell's going to go on
Yeah,
next with this.
yeah. Like Nvidia just announced that they revenue is up 73% compared to last year because of AI and everything. Just because everybody's paying such crazy prices for stuff because of that. Um, Yeah, I don't. I mean, honestly though, I would say if you're thinking about getting something right now, probably actually just want to buy it because like the
Yeah.
Switch 2 and the PS5 and the Xbox and all those things, they're gonna go up price. If you're like, I could wait an extra year to buy, I'm gonna wait. Like I usually buy like the new iPhone like every like 3 years. Cause I'm not like a big tech person when it comes to phones. Like the only reason I buy a new iPhone is because the battery life becomes bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just got this iPhone I think last year, the new one, because I got a deal on it, and I'm like, maybe I should just buy the new one now and not because I won't get a deal on it, but just bite the bullet because yeah, I don't. It's gonna get crazy, but yeah, who would have thought, Gables, that buying consoles at launch was the best time to buy consoles. Good lord. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, Steam Decks are sold out. If you see a Steam Deck, just buy it now because they've already announced some price increases in other places. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. So, yeah, it's nuts. It's very scary. It's something that's gonna be a lot of what we talk about throughout the next few years. But Gables, before we move on here to what we've been playing, well, we're not super long. So Gables, I'm gonna go, so Matt Piscatella, he did a cool thing a few months ago where he talked about games that sold exactly one copy
Yeah.
of old games. So I have a whole list here of like basically every single console. I'm not gonna do them all today. We're gonna just as
Okay.
we got a little bit extra time here. We're gonna go. We're gonna. I got one here. Those is 3DS games that sold exactly one copy in 2025 in the U.S.
Okay.
All right. So we have Seventh Dragon 3 Code VFD,
Huh.
Bust a Move Universe, Ever Oasis.
What?
Yeah.
There was a copy of Ever Oasis still out there?
Yeah, brand new physical copy. Yep.
Dude, that's what's hilarious about it is that game is actually getting kind of pricey up there now.
Well, that's probably why they bought it. Imagine Fashion Designer. Metroid Samus Returns SE.
Oh, wow.
Paper Mario Sticker Star. And then, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that game. Fuck that game. And then the last one here, we have Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers.
That's crazy that game like just popped up randomly somewhere around the United States. Just still in stock somewhere. Like someone had it in the back and it's like, oh, hell, this is the back of the case for all this time here. Let's go ahead and just put it up in front here and see if it sells.
Yeah, Gables. So I mean, this is like one of the most current consoles. I have some ones from like that aren't even from the century that sold some copies.
Really?
So we're not gonna do those today. I'm gonna make you wait on those. I'm gonna make you think about it. Yeah. So but Gables, we're gonna jump into what we've been playing here, buddy.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or shall I go first?
Let me go first on this one because it's quite a bit.
All right.
So continuation.
My dog is like panting at me. I'm gonna let him outside real fast. Sorry.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go through and just talk a bit here. So to start off with, continue on from last week, I played more and beat not one but two different games. One is my Pokemon Red playthrough, and then the other is Super Castlevania 4. So let me go ahead and say Super Castlevania 4. That game, starting off, it's fairly straightforward. You're gonna like beat a couple of different bosses. Things are gonna go ahead and it's gonna be sort of like a good experience and stuff. And then once you get towards the mid game, and then definitely towards the end portion of the game, the levels start getting harder. The bosses start becoming a bit more like frustrating and that type of stuff. But overall, the quality of the game will be just continues from beginning to end. And that was kind of like my experience with this playthrough of Super Castlevania 4. Like, I think the first six stages I went through, I'm like, okay, this is not too bad. I'm remembering a bunch of when I played the last time. But it's from after you get into the castle and then stages 7 on to the rest of the game, that's when things start becoming a little bit more difficult. So where I can nail it exactly is when I finished one level where I faced off against this suit of armor, and all of a sudden I'm just thrown down below into the dungeon and stuff for the beginning of the next level. That one took a bit of time. I think I did touch a little bit about it like last week, if I'm not mistaken. But I went through this level a couple of different times. I died quite a bit because I kept on mistaking certain like jumps in terms of platform stuff. So obviously I'm not too familiar with it. And then once I got to the boss of that, I finished that up, went on to the next stage where there's this jewel bat, like this whole treasure level, like almost like a pirate's treasure type of level, right? To where the whole terrain of it was just like gold and jewels and stuff and these apparitions going everywhere, and then you have to jump on chests to and from. And then finally, you're facing off against a jewel bat and stuff, and you just wail on that crap. But as soon as you go through towards the end of that stuff, you face off against finally get to like the final initial portion, this boss gauntlet, with these four enemies left. So you have the minions of the Grim Reaper, like Slugra, Gaibon, then Death himself, and then Dracula in his two forms. Going through them all in a row can be such a pain in the ass. I think I've only did that once on the Super Nintendo, and it took me quite a bit of time just to get to going through that stuff. It didn't take me quite as long because I used save states and stuff through this stuff. Because if I really wanted to do a pure run, say of a Castlevania game or any hard game from that era, I generally just go and just do it straight up, just do it with the number of lives, and then if I die, I restart again from the beginning and do this and do that. But Slogger, I died a couple different times. Gaibon, I think I died like about once before beating him. Death, I think I only died to him like once, but he wasn't too difficult. But with Dracula, Dracula's first form, like I died like a couple times, but yet the second form, I kept dying because I kept mistiming my steps with the beams that shoot down from below. But finally beat him, and then the reason why I kind of brought up Super Castlevania 4 and what I talked about last week is because it goes in well with the Castlevania game that I beat this week, right? The past week, actually. Castlevania Bloodlines. So I played through the entirety of Castlevania Bloodlines after I finished up Super Castlevania 4. So it almost felt like what happened with Super Castlevania 4, where the start of the game, it's a little bit easier and stuff. You go and you face off against a couple different bosses. Obviously, like the suit of armor in the beginning, the golem, like almost like a gear golem and stuff like that for another boss. The levels start getting harder, and like once you get to the Germany level, and then you have to go ahead and through and beat a whole bunch of these random like harpies or something that just flying everywhere and all this other crap. And so just kind of contending with that, facing off against like these different bosses towards later on of this one. So I think one of the hardest I did end up I think one of the hardest levels I did before the end game was the one where I have to like face this one boss enemy called like the Princess of Moss. So what the Princess of Moss is, it's this woman, right? It looks like a normal woman and stuff, dressed up in a dress, doing this, but she floats around, and then if you hit her enough times and stuff, she transforms into this gigantic demonic moth, and then you have to go forth and try to beat her as she's like flapping all this different pollen and just kind of locking you into place and stuff like that. It took a bit of time, but I finally was able to time my jumps into like the angle and stuff and try to hit him like diagonally because I tried to figure out how to do my various aerial attacks right. So what's kind of funny is throughout this entire playthrough of Castlevania Bloodlines, that's one of the hardest things I could do. Try to do these aerial attacks. And for this boss battle, it was a key thing because when I go and jump and I do the aerial direction stuff, I try to do it just almost immediately because the timing issue can be a little bit off when you're playing on a PS5 controller. So, for example, if I just go and just do it in like a fast motion, I can do it. But if I have like a little bit of delay, it just does not want to go into a direction. It'll just go straight forward in terms of an attack. So finally, once I beat her, I went towards the last slog of that game. And what's hilarious about that last slog of Castlevania Bloodlines is you start off with the boss battle against Death. And what he has, it's not just a pure battle against the Grim Reaper. He has these set of cards, these little poker cards that'll go around the circle. Now, if you attack one, it'll present of one of a different couple of things of options here. You can either have a bunch of health replenishing items. There is two cards that represent like death, like just firing like a beam or something, like an attack at you. And the rest of them are miniature boss battles of bosses you've already beaten. So, for example, there's like about four from the previous portion of the game. So there's one of the initial golem, there's one of the gargoyle, which when I faced off against the boss battle for that, it took me a bit of time because of his random fucking tail and his rock and shit just like flying at me. So I finally got the timing down from that boss battle before I beat him. But in terms of the rematch stuff with like say the golem boss, the gargoyle boss, this gear boss and stuff and so on and so forth, I was able to beat them pretty handily. It also helps in the fact that they decrease the amount of time you spent on these little bosses by half, so you can easily beat them like super easy. And then once the whole deck is gone, you face off against death, which it's quite honestly one of the easiest death battles in Castlevania, in my personal opinion. And that's saying something because when you play Castlevania Symphony of the Night and you face off against the Grim Reaper, his first and his second form are easily just like doable, especially if you have like certain weapons at your disposal, like the shield rod plus a Alucard shield. You can insta kill him, or you have the freaking oh my god, these particular type of swords and stuff. There's just these rapid movements and stuff, and just take him out. The Chrysogram. That's what I was talking. That's what I was thinking about. But no, for bloodlines and stuff, you just basically can attack him, just do a couple sub weapons. He's easily can be predictable and stuff. He has maybe like a sickle or two that pop up, but not too bad. But I'll tell you what, after that boss battle, you go against another gauntlet opponent, and it's the main antagonist of this game that's responsible for resurrecting Count Dracula for this generation is a sorceress by the name of Elizabeth Bartley. And so she's a vampire, and her uncle is Dracula. I know, it just doesn't make somewhat sense because there's some historical relevance in terms of the Elizabeth Bartley and all this other stuff inside this World War II era style of Castlevania game. But she can be relatively easy because what she does, she spawns projectiles. You got to pretty much attack her before she fires a projectile at you. And once this cycle, like 4 or 5 times, does, like she's pretty much defeated, right? But even before you get to that point, you have to face off against her while she's in her Medusa form. And so she'll fire these blasts at you. She'll go through and just whittle down your HP. And if you're not careful, she'll tail whip you and stuff across. So it took me about, I want to say, 5 or 6 times in order to actually beat her. And that's with save states. And after I got done with that, obviously go up to the last stint, facing off against Dracula. So for Dracula, unlike Castlevania 4, like Super Castlevania 4, Dracula in Super Castlevania 4 has two forms. In Bloodlines, Dracula has got three. So you have the standard, okay, he'll just teleport around the room, he'll open his cape, he'll fire fireballs or something like that, or like a freaking flamethrower or something like that in some cases. But you have to keep close to him, hit his head, and it'll just be self-explanatory. He'll whittle down his HP until he gets down to his second form. Now, his second form is really weird because it kind of looks like a mix between the Grim Reaper and he'll just float along the room in like in certain aspects. And then for an attack, he'll put a scepter up to the air and then you have these beams of lightning just come down and you have to evade that. But once that's done, he goes into his final form, which just looks like this giant, like this demonic sort of like devil or something like that. And the biggest pain in the ass about that, it spawns sickles like the Grim Reaper, and that's the biggest pain in the ass that kept on doing over and over and over again is me timing my boomerang sub weapon with different types of like whips and all this other stuff. So it took me, I kid you not, like about 12 to 20 times in order for me to finally beat this dude because he was being such a bastard. It's been a long time since I've almost raged at a freaking retro game, especially at something like that. But I maintained composure. I finally was able to beat Dracula. And so this is my second game in like the span of a month. I beat this game right before it hit midnight last night. So that's like the second Castlevania game I beat in a month, on top of beating Pokemon Red this past week, which I finally had my team go all the way through, go through the Elite Four, and like beat the champion and stuff. I did it with Beedrill, I did it with Venusaur, with Nidoking, with Golbat and stuff. And I know like there are other like poison type Pokemon I used on my team in order to get that stuff going. I actually used Beedrill in key moments against Agatha, using its Twin Needle and stuff to whittle down certain HP from like Arbok and like Golbat and stuff. Because funny enough, inside Generation 1, bug attacks are somehow super effective against poison types, which doesn't make any sense until there's a part of a reason why that in other generations they just don't do that any longer because it didn't make sense. So you have like Pokemon, say Ghastly Haunter and Gengar, which are Ghost Poison, that are super vulnerable against Psychic type, right? And they're also super vulnerable against Twin Needle, the strongest bug attack in the move, which is like basically a two-hit, 25 power per hit move, right? And so the glass cannon that is Beedrill can go and just mow bits and stuff of their life and stuff, and then all of a sudden just completely just decimate certain aspects. There's actually some parts where Beedrill helped me against Sabrina, which that's hilarious in and of itself because of how frail that Pokemon is. But I'll tell you what's hilarious also. I saw this in a YouTube video from Generation 1, how you can use X accuracy alongside Nidoking in order to do a guaranteed one-hit KO of Horn Drill. What's really hysterical is I used that against Giovanni and it worked to perfection. All 5 hits against all 5 of his Pokemon, one-hit KOs. And I did the same thing against the champion. I defeated one Pokemon with Nidoking, and then I used X accuracy, and I just fucking just took and just swept his entire team with one-hit KOs. And quite honestly, I'm probably never going to use that tactic again, but it was just so hysterical because I've never done that before. All throughout my life of playing Pokemon, I've never thought, okay, use X accuracy, and there's a glitch with Horn Drill. It's an automatic one-hit KO. So that was a fun experience to do. And the last game that I have been playing this week, obviously, with the release of Fire Pokemon like Fire Red and Leaf Green being stealth dropped on Pokemon Day, I started playing Leaf Green. And it's been the first time since like over 20 years since I actually had a chance to play Leaf Green. Long story short, I had Leaf Green as a teenager, but my copy was corrupted.
Mm.
We bought this game new at $30. I had Fire Red, so I didn't want to go through the aspect of trying to track down Leaf Green again. So because I still had something to play, but I kept my copy of Leaf Green and it just kept malfunctioning. So I never was able really to finish Leaf Green. And so for this one, I'm doing stuff a little bit different. I'm still going with Bulbasaur. I haven't met Ivysaur right now. I got like 3 Pokemon in my party right now that are at level 20. So I got Ivysaur, I got my Mankey, and I got Pikachu, and we're just going and having ourselves a fun time. We're past the second gym. We're on our way to Vermilion City. There are definitely some Pokemon I want to have on this team, and there's definitely some fun times that are going to be had to it. But what I could say is Brock was fairly easy. Misty, the first initial stint when I first got into Cerulean City, leveled up Pikachu to 18, and between Pikachu and Ivysaur just decimating Misty and her Staryu and Starmie, then going through and decimating the rival 2 with its Pidgeotto and stuff that loves to use Sand Attack and all this other crap, and then nearly being beaten by rival 2 my first try because he kept sweeping Pokemon inside my party except for Ivysaur that managed to get a critical tackle at just the right moment. so so I'm definitely having a lot of fun with Leaf Green and remembering all the nuances to it as well, which for those that are so used to the new Pokemon games, you got to get used to how Generation does for the types of attacks based upon the different elements. So, for example, if you're using a Pokemon that's like a fire type, a grass type, or like a water type or electric or whatever, those are special type Pokemon. And if you have moves like that, they will automatically be special type, as opposed to a physical Pokemon types and moves are like normal, steel, rock, ground, and even ghost type. Yes, ghost type. That's normally special. But this is before Generation 4 that did that separation of physical and special attacks based upon whatever type it is. So if you're gonna use a Pokemon like Ghastly and evolve it into Gengar, guess what? It will never truly realize the potential of moves like Shadow Ball because it's considered a physical type.
Hmm.
So Shadow Ball is a special Pokemon like move, but yet with the typing and with Gengar and stuff, it won't do as much damage as say as it would in Generation 4. But that's a lot, I understand, but that's all I have been playing.
um, yeah, so I've been playing FireRed.
Hmm.
So I'm about the same exact point as you are. I did like the SSN, and
Yeah.
um, I just got cut, and I so the next thing I do is go to the third gym. But I'm about the same point. I've been spending a lot of time like grinding though, so I'm like 8 hours in,
Yeah.
and I spent like 3 hours trying to get a fucking Abra. So I finally got an Abra. Couldn't
Ah,
couldn't keep the fucker in the ball. So I finally got one. Cause I got them leveled up. I got like five Pokemon. I got a Diglett. He's like the level 20 in the Diglett cave.
yeah.
Um, but I haven't used them. I did almost get wiped out by a fucking Doug Trio at 31 in there though. Um, yeah, that was scary. He took out like three of my guys and finally was able to beat them. Yeah,
You gotta watch out
it's
for
fun.
Doug Drew, dude.
It's definitely been fun going through because like I growing up day one, but like by the time I kind of fell off after like Crystal before Gen 3, so I never got to actually play through Fire Red and stuff like that. Oh, I think it was the 20th anniversary. They put like the Gen 1 and 2 games on 3DS, and I went back and
Yes.
I played Pokemon Yellow on 3DS 10 years ago, and then like um I did like Let's Go Pikachu in 2018, but that's the only times I've actually gone back to Gen 1 since then. Like since I was like basically 25 years ago. So it's been fun jumping back in and playing through this. Like it's kind of like, oh my god, like this is weird. Like Charmander gets Metal Claw. That's fucking weird. Like I
Yeah.
just totally forgot about like I didn't know. So it's kind of like in a lot of ways it's like playing a different game. And also you don't have the XP share, so that so you actually got to spend time grinding. So I was doing a lot of that. So I got like a Doug Cheer, like I said, he's like level 20 something, 21, 22. Um, my Kadabra is like, I have like a Kadabra, a Pikachu, my Charmeleon, and a Pidgeotto that are like in the high 20s. So like I said, do a lot of time just like grinding and stuff like that, and just like a lot of times walk through grass, taking out people, and kind of like it's kind of fun. Plus, like I don't remember like every little thing like I did back in the day, or like especially now with like there's like there's a rock flying, or there's like a flying, like this guy can learn a flying move, even though like I'm like, oh okay, or like I said, like Charmeleon or Charmander learning Metal Claw and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun. Like, oh, I totally okay, I didn't realize they can do this now. So that's been kind of fun. To, like I said, going through all that. Like I definitely like, for me, like Pokemon is more of like a just nostalgia for me than anything else. So like I just love going back. So this is like definitely been a lot of fun. It's been like I've been doing a lot of it too. Like a lot of that grinding is just me like watching stuff on TV, and like
Yeah.
kind of like grinding levels, like in the while something's on TV in the background. Yeah, having a really good time with that. It's definitely like I kind of did the same thing you did though with I got my Pikachu up to like level like 22 to go up against Misty, and she actually did like her Starmie actually like knocked my fucking Pikachu out, like one shotted it with a water gun, which is pretty crazy. And then I was able to actually beat her with my Pidgey at that point. But yeah, like so it's been fun though going through all that. And like I said, doing a lot of grinding, taking it very slow. And then like learning, like playing like I did back in the day. Like I didn't have a guide or anything, so like learning things the hard way. So I'm trying to do that. Like I'm trying not to look things up and stuff like that, and like try to play off memory. I remember that section where the Abra was, all those years ago, and like I was just trying to catch up because I never actually gone through like a Pokemon game with like a psychic type or anything in my group. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so I'm trying to play. I'm trying to play a little bit differently, where I'm not like because it's always like the same like three or four kinds, and then like whatever the new thing of the generation is, or like whatever. I usually always like I want a Pikachu, I want a Pidgeot. Like if I can get a Charmander or Charizard in there, I want Charizard. So it's kind of fun. Like I'm gonna throw a couple different guys in
Yes.
there, and I'm like I'm probably gonna. I was like I want to. You know what? I think this time I'm gonna like I never use Eevee ever. I'm like what? I'm gonna play through this game with the Vaporeon on my team. I do have a Butterfree that's like a level like high 20s. He's kind of useless. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna as soon as I can get like a solid grass type, I'm getting that because that's like the one major weakness I have right now, and my one major flaw on my team that I need to work on, and I'm gonna.
You want to know what's something that's kind of interesting in terms of like with Butterfree and stuff? It's got the ability Compound Eyes, right? Which basically has it boosts like certain moves like by 30 no accuracy of certain moves by like 30%. So if you have moves say like with Hypnosis or Supersonic, well guess what? They're more likely to hit now because of the fact of that ability.
Gables, I
So
abide by the law of Pokemon where if my move doesn't do damage, I don't care about it. So it's like this doesn't hurt them, I don't want it. So it's
right, I get it.
yeah. Growl gone instantly. As soon as I get rid of Growl, it's gone. Like it's like Sand Attack, don't need that. Why the fuck do I want that? So that's I live my I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Okay, so I don't think about the half mile from now. I think about the quarter mile from now. So
Okay.
yeah, Gable's like trying to give me honest tips. I'm like, fuck you, man. Don't come at me with that.
Oh my god, if we end up battling each other through this damn game and stuff, oh, this is gonna be a fun time.
Well, what sucks though is actually there's no online play to this because.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I was actually kind of bummed because I was like, because I realized I was like, okay, all right, I got my Kadabra here. I want to get to Alakazam. I'm like, I'll just trade it with Gables. I looked it up. I'm like, oh fuck, it's like so. I'm like,
What a missed opportunity that is.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, one more reason why I should just been NSO thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and the other thing I've been playing, I did pick up Resident Evil Requiem. I'm a good chunk. I'm a good chunk of way through this game. I shouldn't say that. I played a lot of this game, but I am what you would call a pussy, so I play these games very slowly, and I do a lot of backtracking, and I spend a lot of time like I always think about like when it comes like streaming and stuff like stream video games. I'm like, man, I'd be the worst person to watch because I play things so slow. I go through and I'll check, especially these like survival horror games. Like I am constantly checking to make sure like, all right, I didn't miss anything. I'm running back and forth to like my item box to put stuff away and like, all right, what do I need here? As soon as I'm able to like upgrade something, I run off to like, I'm running off. Like I am not smart when it comes to like saving time in this game. Like I am trying to be as efficient as possible as far as finding things, not time. And also this game it can be pretty difficult. There's like some when you play this like as like Grace, like it's more the survival horror game where like you have a gun, you have a pistol, but like ammo is very scarce in this game, so you want to use it. She does like you can like craft items, and you can craft like this like needle thing. You can hit like sneak up on a zombie with and hit it with it, and it'll blow up and it'll kill them. What is interesting actually is like if you kill a zombie, and they'll eventually come back as I can't remember what they're called. It's like a blister head, I think is what it's called. Basically it comes back and it's kind of like Resident Evil 1 where like if you kill the zombies they eventually come back as like a crimson head. It's kind of the same idea. They come back bigger, faster, stronger. So it's interesting. So if you don't blow them up, and you just kill them and you don't blow them up with this thing, they'll come back. But also like these items are very, very scarce, and like the items you need to craft them don't come around very often. So you want to be smart about it. So like it's definitely like you want to shoot. You only want to kill if you absolutely have to in this game. So running away, obviously, and also because ammo is very very scarce in this game, like I said. But I'm so blown away by like how great this game is on the sense of like there's like two totally different games in this game. Like it is like they have two entirely different like mechanics of combat and play between Grace and Leon. Like Leon is like straight up like Resident Evil 4.
Good.
Like a good version of like the like Resident Evil 5 and 6, like a good version of this, like a very very good version of like what you would want out of those games. And like he's just like a badass. You got a ton of ammo. Like obviously like you can if you're not smart you can blow through that shit really quickly too. But like you could like you're finding ammo like crazy. Like you can like he's just like there's like certain like big huge enemies that like if they get a hold of you they can like basically fuck you up and kill you pretty quickly. And like with Leon like you can fight them and actually kill them. And this so it's so funny like the first like real chunk like you jump back and forth between Grace and Leon like in like the opening section, and then like you have like a long opening bit with Grace and a long opening like bit with Leon though. And it's so funny like because you eventually like in the minor spoilers I guess, so like the first section where you go through like you play through the first section as Grace, and then the second time when you jump over to Leon you go into that same section but like right after Grace went through it. So like it's kind of cool like all the things that like she did, like so the zombies that she killed are like they're dead too, but that now she killed them and then blow them up. they'll come back as blister heads. Now you got to take them out. Now you got to deal with it. Or like like enemies that you left behind, that like Grace left behind. Leon's got to deal with them, or like it's just like, or items that she left behind that they're gone for Leon. So it's really cool, like dealing with that. Like it's honestly like, it is like it's really like it reminds me of like Resident Evil 2, where like you're supposed to play through like really you're supposed to play through like Leon and then play through it again with like Claire, and like items and like stuff that you left behind. Like it can actually like if you leave that thing in that locker, it'll be there for like for the next playthrough you did, and it's kind of the same idea, but they just combine it into one actual playthrough. But like I said, the playstyles are so different. Like one is like a really phenomenal survival like horror game of like I gotta be smart and I can't just blow through this ammo, and one's like a badass fucking like action game. And like it blows me away. Like this is made by, and I just like I love the way it is. Like you're going through these areas again with Leon, and like you're just kind of seeing like the remnants of what you did as Grace. So I love the way it's done. I love the setting of it. Like I said, like going through it is like a ton of fun. I feel like Grace definitely feels like the lead character of this game. Like she's the main character.
Right.
At least for me, I think part of it though is like it's so survival horror. Like you're gonna go through a lot slower through these areas. Like I said, I backtrack a lot because I'm trying to like find a lot more things, because like finding 6 shots of a handgun ammo is like awesome. But like Leon, you could just like brute force, so I'm like flying through these areas because I'm like, I don't fucking care about I'm just gonna kill these guys, fuck them. So, or like I'm just gonna like, you get a shotgun and you got hand grenades, and like meanwhile it's like I got a needle and a pistol and a flashlight. That's all I got here. Yeah, it is a ton of fun. I really like this game. Like it, the first like day of this game, like I played for like an hour, like the first hour of like after you get to like the opening section, you play like the first hour I played like as Grace. Like I feel like I made it like nowhere, and like I had to shut off. Like I might be too scared. This game might be too scary for me, because like I could not do it. I had to walk away Friday. I barely played it Friday, even though I was really looking forward to playing it. And then I jumped back in like Saturday afternoon, and it was just like it like got like I played for like 4 hours straight. Then I played for another like probably 4 or 5 hours today, but probably not, probably like 3 hours. I probably played like 7, 8 hours. I have people though like some of the reviews and people talking about it. It's like like 11 to like 13 hour game. But the way I'm playing through this, it'll probably be closer to like 20 for me, just because of the way I'm playing through this game. So like I said, like scarcely with Grace. Like I'm trying to find like there's like these antique coins you can find in the first section, where you can unlock these locks basically with these coins, and you can like upgrade your like health. You permanently upgrade your health, and like, or upgrade it, like you can carry more blood, which you can use to like craft items, or like increase like she has like her bag or whatever. She can only carry so many items, so you gotta be smart about that too. But then like Leon, like his backpack thing, whatever, is like there's like 50 slots. Meanwhile, like Claire or Grace has like 12. I think like beginning she has 8. I've upgraded a little bit. You can find like upgrades as you go too. But yeah, like also that's why big part of the reason why I'm running back and forth between my item box and stuff, because like all right, like when it's full, all right, I need to create 2 spots here. I can go drop these things off here. But yeah,
dude, it's truly just sounds like you're just playing like an involved form of Resident Evil 2, and it sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is literally how I played Resident Evil, like 2 and 3. Like really 2 was like, yeah, like, but this is the way I've always played like these these like, especially these remakes, stuff like that, where like space is limited. So like I beat like Resident Evil 3 in like 5 hours, but I'm pretty sure an hour and a half of that was me running back and forth with like item boxes because I was out of room. So but yeah, no, it really is like I mean this game is man, this is like I said, it's early on, heat of the moment. It's only been a couple days, but this is like man, like, and also how gorgeous it is. Like man, this is what you buy a console for. This is what you buy like that upgraded PC for. It's like games like this. Like yeah, this is like a game of a generation type game. So yeah, like yeah, it's been a ton of fun playing through. So I'm gonna keep playing through it. Obviously, I'll probably beat it this week. And there's also we got Scott Pilgrim coming out on Tuesday, Gables.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's sneaking up on us. That's coming out Tuesday, and then Marathon's on Thursday. So we got some games coming up. We were hitting the stride now of like, I was looking at like the next couple months here. There's a lot of games coming out. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to playing some more of this. I'll be playing a bunch of it this week. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, Gables. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. If you guys like the show like we're doing, please like, follow, subscribe, check us out. We're on everything. Like I said, we're just 2 guys that love video games, and we do this for fun. So if you want to support us, like I said, do those things, help us out with the algorithm, hit the 5 stars, hit the likes, hit the subscribes. shares would also be really appreciated. But anyways, I was host. I was Tyler.
I've been Colonel Gables. So until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk-Nerds podcast.
Hey, Gables.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.